start now.
Okay. Hello. My name's Brianne.
Hi, I'm Haley. Welcome to the Woolies podcast, episode 5. This is a weaving, knitting, crocheting, and fiber podcast from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And it is a very rainy Pittsburgh day indeed.
Yes. But right now it's
Quite
sunshine. Probably rainbows. Just for the time being, though.
Just for the time being. It was thunderstorming when I left my house, and I drove into the thunderstorm to get here. So I am very impassioned about filming this episode because we have attempted to film this episode 5, twice. This is attempt number 3 to try to film this.
We think that we're cursed.
We're definitely cursed. So the first time, this is attempt number 2.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm thinking of is our last episode 4. We filmed the whole thing. It was about an hour and 30 minutes, and the 30-minute file in the middle of the podcast was like corrupted or didn't work, or there was something. I couldn't edit it into the actual like footage of everything, so it just like cut out 30 minutes of stash positions and project talk and everything like that. So
sad.
We were so excited to film, and then on Thursday of this week we got together again because we were both off of work, and we were like, let's film this podcast. We're going to redeem ourselves and everything. And what do you know it? We tried with Bri's camera, and it stopped filming.
Within like 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And we didn't know until we were about probably 45 minutes in.
And we just kept talking.
kept going.
And it was actually just random. I stood up and I was like, you know what? I'm going to check on this camera because...
That was a good
it was, yeah. It was bad. Like, I don't know. It was bad.
So disappointed. We were so frustrated. We're like, what do we do? Yeah. So we're giving this another try.
Yeah, I actually reached out to a couple people on Instagram who gave me really good input about podcasting and like the length of videos, and basically everyone politely but very honestly told me like filming an hour straight of like continuous footage is pretty insane. So like you can have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of equipment and it still might not work. So we're back to the drawing board. We're attempting to film. We are going to break up the episode into a few segments. Hopefully it'll be seamless like on your guys' end as you're watching it. But we want to break it up just to start and stop the video to make sure that we're like good to go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Should we talk about our mugs?
Yes. Here's our mugs for the day. Aren't they cute? Brie, what does yours say?
Mine says which city? Salem, Massachusetts.
Did you go to Salem, Massachusetts?
I did last year. This time last year, I think that's actually coming up like next week that I went for the first time.
How fun was that?
It was amazing. I love Salem. We went to Boston for a couple days, and then we drove up to Salem because it's only 30 minutes outside of Boston.
I think I remember that.
It was amazing. This is from House Witch, which is like a metaphysical witchy shop there, which was beautiful. Highly recommended if you ever get to go. We went during an off season, so it was very calm.
Nice.
And very cold.
That's definitely like on my list of places to go.
Yeah, it's a lot cooler than I thought it was gonna be because they actually have really good restaurants and like really good shops.
I'll go anywhere with a good like restaurant, you know, spread.
Yes.
I'll go on like a 5-day food bender and call it a vacation. That works for me.
Yeah, I mean I go on a food bender like every day, so here I am.
Here we are. My mug is a cutie pie Nightmare Before Christmas Jack Skellington mug. Where did you get this mug from?
I believe my mom actually got me that for Halloween a couple years ago.
That's cute. I love like Halloween gifts and Valentine's Day gifts. My grandma will send me like a check for Valentine's Day for like $14. You know,
that's so sweet. Yeah.
Sometimes she'll just send me $20 like in our mail or something, and she'll write in the card, take Chris out for pizza. And every time we get an envelope from my grandma, Chris is like, she said, you gotta take me out for pizza. She told you. So he really loves it. It's really
That's so sweet.
Yeah. Grandma.
I honestly love, like, Easter gifts. I'm not an Easter person.
No, but I love, like, an excuse to receive an entire basket of candy.
Same.
I can do that. I just bought myself a Kinder Egg at the store, and then I got home and I opened it and I was like, what is this? And Chris was like, they can't sell real Kinder Eggs in the United States because I think like the toys in the
people were dying.
America ruins everything again. So The Kinder Egg that I got was, like, split into 2 different plastic packages, and it wasn't even, like, yeah, so you got the egg, and then when you open it all up, there's, like, 2 separately wrapped, like, one side has the toy, and then the other side has the actual egg, which is not even the egg. It's, like...
That's so weird.
A bucket of chocolate. It's just great. Like, it wasn't a Kinder Egg.
Disappointing.
Yeah. And I think I've done that, like, 4 times, because I just really love Kinder Eggs. But not American Kinder Eggs. They're garbage. Anyway, will you tell me about what you're wearing?
Oh, this is my work clothes.
Did you get your necklace from somewhere? Is that handmade?
Yes, that's a good point.
Okay.
I got this from Woven Together. She is a weaving artist, but now she makes these beautiful, like, clay jewelry. I have a bunch of earrings from her, and she made these necklaces. Highly, highly recommend her. If you love clay earrings, you'll love her.
Yeah. Is that heavy?
No, it's so light. Very, very light.
Oh my goodness.
It feels like
what?
Nothing.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, and her earrings are, like, really big, too, but they feel like they have nothing in her ears.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, that is, yep, that's my thing.
Bree's very professional. Also, now that I'm looking at the camera, can you see that, like, our color palette kind of lined up today? Like, with our golds.
That's true, yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're so
Look at
psychic.
us.
We're just really in tune after filming so many failed episodes together that
So many failed.
It's a miracle.
We spent all Thursday together.
You look beautiful too.
Thanks. So do you.
I am wearing I'm gonna actually take it off to show you, like, in its totality, because the colors I chose for this project were a little dark. Sorry, this is kind of warm.
No, it's okay.
This is the Maven Shawl by Christina Danahy.
Oh,
right?
I think so.
Christina, I am so sorry. I've seen 17 different interviews with, like, your name on it, and I cannot remember how to pronounce your last name. I am 98% sure that it's Christina Danahy. But I did this test knit for her. This is the Maven Shawl, and I'm going to reach up a little further. This is actually a bunch of cables put together. How cool is that?
Wow.
It doesn't even look like cables.
No, it doesn't.
So it's like a really elongated stitch. It was very, very beautiful. I knit this with the gold was Madeline Tosh in her single ply, and then the solid gold was also Madeline Tosh, and then actually this purpley, like, Barney looking color is Hedgehog Fibers. I don't know why my brain couldn't think of that.
It's so pretty.
Thank you. So I remember I actually bought this during the yarn crawl. I got everything from Yarns by Design in Oakmont, and I vividly remember our friend Christy saying, I don't like those colors.
Well, honestly, when you told me about those colors, I was just like, huh, okay.
No one believed in me. I had, like, this total vision for the shawl, showed everyone, like, the pictures and everything, and then, like, told them about what I wanted, and everyone was like, okay, sure, yeah, you got it.
And it looks great. I was proved wrong.
Thank
completely.
You. So my vision did turn out.
It did.
This is, like, it turned out to be, like, a shawlette because my gauge was not, like, on point, which is on me. But it's super cute, and it's, like, close to, it reminds me of, like, a little bandana.
It does, yeah. It's so pretty. I love the length of it, though. That's a great length.
I don't ever wear, like, yellow, because my skin has, like, yellow undertones. Like, I don't have, like, pink.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that's, like, pink I put on, like, blush and everything, but I don't usually wear yellow because it makes me, like, look bad, but I think you and I look pretty darn cute today.
I think you do, too.
So, oh, the other thing that you may have noticed is my gigantic hair. This is, I can tell it's already distracting me. I told Brie before we started filming, I, like, turned the video so it faced us, and I was like, ugh, my hair is, like, so big. I wanted to, like, put it up, and she's like, I will not film this podcast if you put your hair up.
It's so pretty.
So please do not be distracted by my natural hair. And if you have any, like, curly hair product recommendations, please let me know, because I can already feel that as, like, the air is getting more humid and everything, a lot of times straightening your hair in the summer is just such a crapshoot.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that is what we're wearing. And 5 minutes about my hair. So,
comment below if you like Haley's hair.
So with us having filmed, or tried to film, the last episode, we do have a few repeats to us. So if it seems like we're breezing through some of this, it might be because we've talked about it multiple times already.
So many times.
But
we really want to show you.
Yeah, exactly. So, FOs?
FOs.
Cool. I'll show this one because it's on top of my pile, and Brie's a huge fan of this. So I made Brie this shawl.
I love it, I love it, I love it.
So cute. It is a fun crochet triangle shawl. Oh my god, I love that. It actually looks really good with that shirt because this matches this.
It does.
Oh my god.
I'm actually kind of sad I didn't wear it with the shirt yesterday.
Yeah.
I wore this to work yesterday.
So cute and very professional. A puff of color to your outfit.
Ooh,
This
I love it.
Was this one right here. I have the tag for it. I never have the tag. This is Lion Brand Cupcake yarn. So Brie had this in her stash, and she gave me like a boatload of yarn a couple weeks ago. She just said, I don't know what I'm going to do with any of this. Here you go. Have fun. So this was one of it, and it was so fun.
Thank you so much.
This pattern is called the Bligh Bauble Shawl, and it is a pattern by someone whose name I will put below in our show notes. But it's a free crochet pattern, so if you think that you are like a beginner crochet, or you want to kind of transition from like scarves to more like shawls and garments and things like that, this is a super beginner friendly pattern. Everything was spelled out very clearly, and then after like row 14, every other row is exactly the same.
Yep.
So very easy. And I will point out that this is like my second time making tassels, and I think they look pretty good.
Yeah, they look great.
If I do say so myself.
Tassels are like, I think tassels are annoying to make.
Yeah,
So they're very cute.
They're not fun, but the product, they're so cute.
Yeah,
They're so cute.
Yeah, but tassels are a great touch.
Thank you so much. So that's my first FO from actually a couple days ago. What about you?
My first FO is a weaving that I made.
Oh, so cute.
So I made a circle weaving in the same color palette for a custom order for someone, and they sent me a picture of succulents. It was for a friend's friend who has, I think she said has like 100 succulents in her home, and she wanted something along those lines. Yeah, a lot of
amazing.
Succulents. And it was more like purpley, like green ones.
Yeah.
So I figured this is the color palette that I chose for mine. I made her a circle weaving, and then I had a bunch left over, so I decided to make this beauty.
So pretty. And this is a tapestry. If you're not a weaver, this is a tapestry style, which is like the square rectangle shape.
I love it because my favorite colors are purple, like a teal, and a green. So these are all my favorite colors. I always use Lion Brand for my fringe. And then this is Wool in the Gang. And then I have Designs by Amber.
Of course.
And Paradise Fibers. I have some Loopy Mango. Love Loopy Mango. And I think that's about it.
Do you know what I love about this that is different than your other pieces? Is that like you have direct line up here with this color and the copper, and then like the copper here and here, and I think it is wonderful.
Thank you.
The copper looks nice with everything, but it looks particularly nice here because it just ties it all together.
I agree. Thank you. Yeah, it really matches it perfectly.
It's so cute.
I love it.
Is that in your Etsy store?
I just added it to my Etsy shop today.
Yay.
So it is available for a loving home.
Get it.
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you.
Cute.
Love it. What else do you have?
Oh, I have my part 2. These, on the episode, the lost episode, if you will, of the Woolies podcast, I gave both of these items to Brie as a surprise.
She did surprise me. Sorry. I
So
already know about them.
The surprise element has been lost on the video that was cut off halfway through. But I made her a hat and cowl set. So these are both knit, not double knit, that's not the right word. Like double thick? Why can't I think of the right word? This was a giant tube. And then I Kitchener stitched it together here somewhere in this yellow space. And then this is double layered here on the brim of the hat. And then I had done a provisional cast on. And then after I joined it for a double brim, I knit it single strand the rest of the way up. Wow. But anyway, all of that to say, this is amazing. Super warm hat and cowl set.
I cannot wait to wear these.
This took, legitimately, from start to finish, an entire full skein of Caron chunky cakes.
Yes.
So if you have Caron chunky cakes laying around, I did not use a pattern for this, but I think I cast on, 45 stitches for this, like just in a tube on circular needles, and just knit, and then again like stitched it together. I think you can kind of see the stitches like somewhere around here, for a continuous loop. And then for this, I cast on 50 stitches with a provisional, like a crochet provisional cast on US 13s, and then knit twice as long as I wanted the brim to be, folded it up, joined it, and then knit straight.
Wow.
Put the little pom-pom on.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So like every project I do, I really try to maximize the amount of yarn that I'm using, because I hate having a ton of leftovers. So like for this, I could have done many different things, but my main focus was to use the yarn to its fullest potential. And that's what I wanted to do. So I used every little bit of it. I think this turned out super cute.
Yes, I saw that it's actually supposed to snow next Friday.
Is it really?
Yeah, I know that sounds sad right now, but I'm excited because I get to wear these.
Yes.
So let it snow.
Let it snow.
Thank you so much. I love them.
Oh my gosh, no problem.
I love them so much.
Thanks for being a good sport and letting me knit for you.
Surprise knits. I always told her, I was like, I feel bad I give you yarn, and I don't mean to give you yarn for you to knit for me. And she's like, stop it.
But I see it. It stands out. There's like my gloomy, dark stash, and then there's like breeze yarn, and I'm like, I want to knit with those because they're like fun, and I don't normally knit with those colors. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And then you have a second FOS.
I do.
See.
So this one's a little bit funky.
I love it.
We got some sideways fringe happening. So what I'm really excited about this weaving is that I learned how to take a golden macrame hoop and turn it into a circle loom. Usually my circle weavings I make on a circle loom and then take it off and put it onto the golden hoop. But here I put this rope around, which is just macrame rope, and then I warp it like this, like
between the strands.
Yeah, between the strands. Yeah. So then you're able just to weave on the hoop. You don't have to like take it off or anything, and that's great because you're able to weave more organically onto it. And
I think it just gives it a lot more stability, right? Because you're not taking it off, putting it on, doing and like moving it around and everything.
And I use some materials that I don't normally use, like this fabric here, and I actually use macrame rope here. I have like a hard time. I know weaving with macrame rope is really popular right now, but I have such a hard time because it just bothers me because it just like unloosens when you use it more often. I don't know why. It just bothers me. But I'm trying to be better because I have so much of it.
I think it's because
I have like 3 tubs of it back there.
There's no like, I mean, I'm assuming there's probably not any like nylon content. There's not like the springiness of wool. It's just very like harsh. Like
it's very harsh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it does look beautiful, but yeah, this is fun to make. It's very neutral as well, which is very something I normally don't do.
It's gonna go. You're like on this mustard kick. Look at you,
I know.
girlfriend.
I love mustard in the spring.
I love it.
Thanks. It's fun to make. I can't wait to make more circle weavings because now I have like bigger hoops. Like I remember when Packetans was about to close. If you know what Packetans is, rest in peace. They shut down. Michael's bought them out. How dare they? And closed them.
I know. I really could not be like any less excited for that.
I know. Rude.
Packetans was like the most budget friendly for fiber art, for like scrapbooking. They had painting supplies. They had very high quality like canvases, framing, like everything. But it was very reasonably priced. And to be honest with you, unless the Pittsburgh Packetans is not at all like other Packetans, but our Packetans was always like super busy.
Yeah.
Like always had people in it. Do you know what I mean?
Even when Aliquippa was just always bumping. Yeah,
that was a huge disappointment. They went out of business, or got bought out rather, like last summer.
The end of last summer, yeah.
That's crazy.
Heartbreaking. I miss it every day.
But Brie lives on through their macrame hoops.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of them on their clearance day sale. I went in there and just bought all the ones that were like available the one day. They have more in the back, so I didn't buy all of them. But I definitely have one that's like this big. I can't wait to.
So now you can weave with those because you didn't have a bigger, like you can't make a giant thing and then put it on a smaller loom.
Yeah, because I only have.
That makes so much more sense. It only took 2 episodes for me to understand what you were saying.
No, that's okay. Yeah, with like the circle loom, you can only make as like big as your circle loom. So now I can make it so big. I'm so excited.
I get it.
I'm very excited.
That's awesome. Wait, how big do you think the one that you have is?
It's huge.
That's so amazing though.
Yeah.
I'm like excited.
It's like this big. It's gonna be huge. I'm very excited.
I can't wait. Oh my gosh.
Like, if I brought it over here, I don't think it would fit into the frame. Yeah, it's huge.
That's amazing.
One day. Maybe during this quarantine time.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Maybe
That's
it's time.
exciting news, Brienne.
I just like, if I would make that, like, what do I do with it?
I don't know. It would be like a huge, like above the, I'm gesturing to the fireplace that Brie has in her room.
Oh, it would be
like
amazing.
It would be like above the fireplace or like someone's
Yeah.
focal point in their room or something.
That's
or
true,
like,
yeah.
you know, on the wall behind you, like where your bed is or something.
It'd be insane. It's gonna happen.
I love that. That's so cute.
Thanks. So what else do you have?
I have so much stuff.
Do you
I'm
have any
so
other finished?
sorry.
Yeah,
Yes. This was also from Brie's yarn. Oh my goodness. This is a whole, it's just an infinity scarf, like knit stitch, not really anything crazy, but it is made of all like hand spun yarn.
Woo!
So this is just, I mean, I think it's probably just going to end up going into like my Etsy shop or something, but it's literally just a knit stitch scarf, and then I did a provisional crochet cast on and then joined it, you know, in the round, so it's continuous. But there's really not anything special about the pattern. The special thing here is the yarn. Like, the yarn does the talking.
Yarn is so amazing.
Like, let me show you some of these close-ups here. Look at this. That looks like a literal marshmallow knit in there. I think that is so cool.
I love, like, the big yellow.
Yeah, I like the
block here.
big yellow strip.
Oh.
These are fun. What else is fun here? Just like the random baubles. Like, I love the way hand spun yarn looks. I will say, if you are into this, I'll show you what it looks like on. Because it will be in my Etsy store. This is, I mean, it's like really cute.
It is so cute.
With like black top, you know, and then just let the color do the talking. If you wanted to like block this out to make it bigger, you could. This is like double wrap, so you can double wrap it like this. It's just really fun.
It's amazing.
I think this is cute. It's definitely not the softest thing I've ever felt in my whole life, but it's not like super scratchy.
No, it's not scratchy.
If you have like a problem with, you know, different textures being close to your skin, obviously this is probably not the scarf for you. But if you don't, like I don't, and you want to put a little pep in your step, this will be available. And this I, again, just knit straight. I cast on, I think, 16 stitches on US 13, so I've been making so many chunky knits lately.
Yeah, you have been.
So many chunky knits. So yeah. So
I love
check
it.
So that's that.
Very
and
cute.
then,
Haley has been off work for about almost 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back to work, actually. Because I've been so bored.
Actually, I haven't mentioned this. If you're watching, we are in the middle of...
Coronavirus.
Yes.
Yay.
Social distancing. Sorry.
That's fine. No,
Don't
actually,
hate us.
So let's talk about that. I want to say something right now, because from when we podcasted on Thursday from our last episode, before we podcasted on Thursday, we were even debating on podcasting in the first place, because we were just wondering if, you know, anyone was going to have things to say to us about us being in the same room. And the Grocery Girls did a podcast, and I brought that up on Thursdays, the episode that's gone. However, they've done another one since then, and they said that they got some comments from one person who said, you have a platform and it's your responsibility to educate people, and they took a very strong stance, and I have to say that I totally agreed with them. Tracy said, we are not health professionals. Like, we will not tell you how to live your life, because we're here for entertainment, and we're here to, like, show you yarn and talk about knits and talk about weavings and fun stuff. Like, yes, of course, you should practice social distancing without getting into, like, excessive detail. Like, Brie and I spend a lot of time together. Like, the social distancing is kind of like a crapshoot for, like, our relationship. Just based on, like, how we podcast, what we do, how much time we spend together, and things like that. So,
but it's also just us two. Like,
yeah,
we don't have anyone else here.
it's cool.
We're trying to bring entertainment to you. To keep you busy.
In this dark time.
During this dark time.
So, that is that, and coronavirus sucks.
Yeah. But we're in the midst of that right now. Put a timeline on it. Where we are.
Do you want to see something so cute?
Yes.
did a test.
You didn't
Look
have
at
this.
this little baby. I didn't have this on Thursday.
Look how small.
This was blocking. So this is, it looks like a Mr. Rogers sweater.
It does.
It's so cute.
Oh my goodness.
This is the Cinna Baby sweater. So Maven crafted. Rachel Ramo is amazing. She made the Cinna Bar, like, adult version of this sweater. So it's kind of like a basic raglan sweater design with, like, evenly spaced garter, like, details all the way down the sleeves, all the way down the body. She has a couple different fits, like, with the sleeves and the length and everything on the adult version. And there have been some seriously incredible versions of the Cinna Bar sweater that have come out for the adult size. So when she did a call for test knitters, I was like, let me get in there. I was so excited. And this is Red Heart yarn.
That's amazing.
It is the Chic Sheep Red Heart yarn, which is like they did a collaboration with some designer. And isn't this like really soft?
Yes, it is very, very soft.
This is not like red heart. You're like, why would you ever put this on a child? Like, this is really nice. It's 100% wool. It's very soft. And this is after it's been blocked. I think it got even softer. Thank you for holding that up.
Yeah, absolutely. This yarn that I got was actually a yarn yay box.
Wait, did you give me this yarn?
Yeah.
I thought Haley gave me this yarn.
No, I did. So Vicky Howe.
More Brie yarn. Oh my gosh.
Vicky Howe's yarn yay. That's what it came in for the Valentine's Day box.
Oh my goodness. Okay, there you go. There you go.
It's so soft though.
You should totally, like, if you need to knit for a baby, like, this is an amazing
It's so small.
baby knit, and also this yarn choice is wonderful. But anyway, so this test knit was phenomenal. This, I didn't make any, like, modifications to the pattern, so this is what you get. This is the 1 to 2 year size. This is for my nephew Henry.
He is gonna be so stylish. You make him a bunch of little knits.
I know, he's so cute. Oh, I can't wait to see him in this. So right now I'm knitting up for him for, like, next season. So I'm just gonna send him, I have a couple, like, hats and sweaters and things to mail off to Gail, his mother. So that was my test knit. This was definitely a coronavirus cast on. I knit this in literally 2 days.
Wow.
2 days.
That's
so
amazing.
this pattern will be coming out sometime in April. I wish I had the date, but I don't. But it's super cute. And if you knitted the adult version, you need the baby version because it's just adorable.
It's so cute.
So cute. And then I only have one more FO. I am so sorry.
No,
this
it's
is
okay.
like the Haley talking show. I have 2 of my my test knit that I designed and is going through my test knitters right now.
Very excited.
This is the Briar Hatch. So it is a cabled hat pattern. I think it's real cute, but what do I know?
It is very cute.
It's a worsted weight, thank you. It's a worsted weight hat pattern that comes in 4 sizes from newborn to adult. And it's super stretchy. It's very accommodating. There's instructions to make it, like, more fitted, and then you can also add in a few rows. Like, there's instructions for how to make it slouchy, all of that good stuff. So this is perfect for, honestly, for all worsted weight. Like, I've seen, like, plain knits, and it's super cute. And then I've seen, like, wacky, crazy, variegated, like, Malabrigo ones.
Pretty.
And because this stitch here is, like, so elongated, it just looks so fun. Like, if it picks up, you know, the random, like, splotches, speckles of color and everything, so you truly cannot go wrong. This is being tested, and this will be released on April 5th.
Ooh.
For free. All of my patterns are free on Ravelry, and they're going to be free forever.
Amazing.
Thank you. So this is the child. No.
Is that one the toddler and this one's the child?
Yes, this is like toddler. This is like the baby newborn size. So, yeah.
Nice.
That is the Briar Hatch.
Very
So stay
exciting.
tuned for
New
that.
pattern.
I think that is all of my FOs. Thank God.
You've been busy.
Okay, so that is all of my FOs. Good gravy. That was a lot. So whips.
Whips?
Do you have any whips?
No.
You have a... Okay, so Brie has a whip. I'm literally staring at it right here.
It doesn't count though.
Why?
It's just fringe.
I don't know. My whole thing with weaving is that if you've never woven before, the oomph and the work comes in like the setup doing the warp and everything, yes, that's my least favorite part of weaving.
Yeah, I know, it's the worst. I hate making fringe.
Yeah. So, Brie is currently working on an all purple.
All purple. Mm-hmm.
All purple weaving. It's honest. She showed me like the palette. So one thing that's amazing about Brie and like why her colors look so nice is because she lays everything out and says like, here's what I have. Does this one look good with it? Does this one look good? And she kind of like mixes and matches and everything. So I've seen the palette. It's gonna be really beautiful.
It's really nice. I put a sneak peek of the palette on my Instagram stories today.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
So go look at that all purple.
It's just purple fringe right now. Purple lavender fringe. And the loom's kind of big, so I thought it was just not worthy.
No, I think it's beautiful. We'll see it next
time.
Yeah, next podcast. I have.
This is very
my whip.
Very, very cool.
Thank you. Has it gotten a lot bigger since Thursday?
Yes. Holy crap.
So this is really hard to see. First of all, other side. I'm so sorry. I gave you the wrong side. So I'm knitting a shawl. Thank you, Brie. This is a triangle shawl that is currently bunched up on my needles and very hard to see. But this is called the Point Shawl, and it's by Stitch Party, our favorite gals. So this is it's like a 2-color triangle shawl. So I'm on the bottom panel right now. This yarn here is just Bella Cash yarn. It's not that it's not great, it's wonderful. It's not like an indie dyed yarn, so I don't really have a whole lot to say about it because it's just black. And I don't even know if these details are showing up or not, but there's like a garter stitch like triangle shape that cuts into the center. What I do want to talk about with this shawl is my second color.
This is very exciting.
I
keep saying that because it's all so exciting. Sorry. It's clearly my favorite term.
I think everything's exciting too. So this is yarn that I dyed for this shawl.
That's so cool.
Thank you so much.
Dyed it in your kitchen.
I dyed it in my kitchen, which is not advisable because it is dangerous. But I will say I have a lot of like training with dyeing. However, I have lost my touch with being able to control the dye. This did not turn out like the way that I wanted it to at all.
It turned out really pretty though.
Thank you. So we'll see how it knits up, but honestly, I'm really liking it. It is pretty stark contrast from the black here, but if you picture, it goes in like a triangle shape. This is the bottom panel around it. There's a very small, like just a few rows of a border around it, and I'm going to come back with the black to do a border.
Nice.
Yeah. So I actually looked on, when I was posting this project on Ravelry, this pattern is not on Stitch Party's list of patterns on Ravelry.
Okay.
I think they only sell it in person, like at festivals and shows and things like that, which is where I got it.
Yes.
I know you have a copy of the same pattern.
I do. Mm-hmm.
So I got my copy from Handmade Arcade. But Stitch Party does have a ton of other patterns available on Ravelry, like hats. I know they have shawls on there.
Mm-hmm.
They have like a cool vest pattern.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really cute. So check out Stitch Party for sure.
Absolutely. This is so cute.
Thank you. Shawls are always like not super fun to talk about because they just look like a big like blob, but anyway, I'm pretty excited. The other thing that I did with this that's going to make a pretty sizable difference is I knit this with sport weight and not fingering weight. So it's already like, I think it's already at the dimensions that the pattern said that it should be at, and I have like 30 more rows.
Hefty.
Yeah, so it's going to be a beeper of a shawl.
Wait, most importantly, what did you call the yarn that you dyed?
Oh, I named this colorway because my friend Haley said you should name your colorway even if you're never going to dye it again. I named this colorway Roadkill because that's what I think it looks like.
It
looks like a dead possum, but in a good way. So
very
that
on
is
brand for Haley.
Yeah, that's my shawl, and I like that. I don't dye yarn all the time, but I do think it's fun. As you're making projects to kind of blend in, like, I will have made the shawl, I will have dyed the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, taking your own liberties with everything and knitting it with bigger yarn, like, making it your own. So I feel like this is a very much, like, my own kind of project.
I can't wait to see when it's done.
Yeah.
It's going to be so nice.
Thanks. So...
Do you have any other FOs?
No. Oh my gosh.
Man.
Thank goodness. I thought we were done with FOs.
Oh, I mean...
But I'm done with FOs.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
Did you bring anything into your stash recently?
Oh my god, that was a whip that I just showed you. That wasn't an FO.
I don't know what I'm talking about
I'm losing it.
No,
Please ignore us.
I'm the one that said FOs, because... I don't know where my head's at.
I'm very suggestible, clearly. So, no, I'm so dumb. That, yarn that I dyed really was all that I brought into my stash, which is a holy miracle.
Wow.
Thank God. I am getting ready to, physically move myself in a couple of weeks, and I need to, stash bust, yesterday. So, I do appreciate all the time off because it's giving me a chance to, work through some of the stuff that's there.
But you're going to have your own room for your knitting, though.
I know. In my house, I have a knitting office that I painted black.
So heavenly.
Yeah. So, pretty exciting. Exciting stuff.
That is exciting. Well, I have yarn to talk about.
Can we please talk about this yarn?
It's basically the yarn from our last episode that got caught out that I really, really want to talk to you guys about.
So this is 2 episodes old yarn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except for this one I just recently got. Which you are not ready for this. You cannot even fathom what I'm about to show you right now. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Dun 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 dun!
I love this!
Look at these little hologram. We lost
so
2.
Sorry.
Oh well, it's falling apart. It's in a hank, but it's very flimsy yarn.
It's art yarn.
It's art yarn.
For sure.
This is made from Mother's Daughter's Hand Spun, which I talked about them before. I had a big hefty all white feather button yarn from them.
Did they do a lot of over the top
yes.
luscious art yarn?
And they're all huge. All the skeins you get are absolutely huge.
Yeah, that's a monster. I love it.
So I got this. She was sharing little sneak peeks on her Instagram, and I was that person. I was like, listen, can I claim one of those?
Please.
Because they were just flying out. She made an all yellow one, which was amazing. I love yellow, so I was like, can I have that one?
The ply on this is tulle or something. It's not plied with. Sorry, I'm gonna put this in front of your face.
Oh yeah, what is that?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is it's like a tulle.
That's amazing.
That is too neat. Sorry, I just.
She is very, very, very talented. I just don't understand how you can spin yarn like that.
No, this is really amazing.
I have no idea what kind of weaving I'm gonna make with it, but
A fun disco weaving.
Fun disco weaving.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I cannot wait. Kind of just this is me in yarn.
I know. It looks really good. I don't know. It just makes you look very disco queen.
Oh, I love that.
Sparkle party.
I love disco queens. Okay. Can I just talk about all this? You don't have any?
Of course.
Okay.
No, I don't have any.
Okay, another one that I brought into my stash is from Yarn House, and she has a monthly subscription that you can sign up each month, so it's not continuous subscription. And I love this because it's a Dolly Parton surprise skein that you can get.
So cute.
Who doesn't love Dolly Parton?
The colorway is so Dolly Parton too.
Yes. I loved it because it's a purple pinkish that I don't even have a color like that in my stash at all.
It's somewhere between fuchsia and magenta.
Yeah.
It's so nice. There is stellina in this, but it's not silver. It's purple.
Yeah.
So it's
pretty. So beautiful. I'm so excited about it. I want to get some more Dolly Parton yarn.
Heck yeah. This is so cute.
So cute. If you guys are not following Yarn House at all, highly recommend following her. She makes some beautiful, beautiful art yarn. And I think right now she's doing a raffle for a whole rainbow set that you can win.
Oh yeah, you guys, as soon as you see Yarn House, as soon as you look them up on Instagram, you'll know, and you'll be like, oh, those people do the rainbow,
She is so amazing. Thank you so much, Dolly Parton.
Love that.
And last, but my all-time favorite.
Love these.
So my friend Kim, I sent her my scraps from my weavings, and she made this beautiful hand-spun yarn
from Bri's scraps.
It's just so beautiful. There's sparkle in here. It's so colorful. This is basically me in a skein of yarn. And she named it Brienne yarn, which I cried when I saw that. It's
seriously
so sweet.
adorable.
Yeah. Yarn scraps from Moon and Yarn. Very cool. She gave me that one for free, but then I had to buy another one because I was like, sorry. She had them in her shop. I think she had about 10 in her shop, and they all sold like immediately.
Of course they did. I was not even surprised whenever I heard that. You send your scraps to a couple different people, right?
I've also sent my scraps to Amanda Solomon.
Yeah. So
and she's made some beautiful yarn out of it.
If you are interested in spinning and you have, like, weaving friends are amazing for this, but also anyone who works with yarn a lot, make sure that you know what they're doing with their scraps because you can use them.
You can use them, yeah. These are so amazing. I need to find, like, the perfect project. I was thinking definitely at least one circle weaving with one of these.
Yeah. I could even see them as stripes in, like, a knitting project.
Oh, that'd be so pretty. That'd be amazing. I don't know how I would do that, though. I'm, like, such a knitting noob. I'm learning.
I'll help you. Save one of those, seriously, for, like, some cutie pie stripes because they're so adorable. I love it.
Thank you. Well, this is from Kim from Sue Me and Me. She has an Etsy shop, and she's on Instagram under Sue Me and Me. Mm-hmm. Love her. Highly recommend following her. She is such a wonderful human.
Those literally look like you.
They're me. It's kind of yarn.
That's so cute.
I love them.
That's adorable.
Thanks. Well, that's all I have. That's all the yarn that I brought in.
Good.
I mean,
not good, but I mean, like, good. Like, I feel so accomplished. I also don't think that anything's going to go wrong with our video today. So I'm feeling really, like, feeling really good about it. So, wow, that went by quick.
Well, don't we have something, like, questions?
Oh, yes, we do. So, can you jump onto Ravelry on your phone? Because we're using my phone to film.
Yes.
So, big mood. We started a Ravelry group for the podcast. So we originally said we were not going to start an Instagram, and then we said we weren't going to start a Ravelry group, and we are just full of beans because we have a Ravelry group up and running. And then just as an introductory, like, welcome thread, I posted, like, ask us anything, and we would take some time at the end of our next episode to answer a few questions from you guys. So we got a couple, which was so nice.
I'll let you do this.
Sure.
I have an account, but honestly I don't really know how to use Ravelry yet.
So when you go, you click Hi Moon and Yarn and pulls up your profile. Mm-hmm. If you scroll to the bottom, it shows you your groups, but you were never in a group before this one, so that's why.
Learning.
And then this is the discussion thread. Oh my gosh, we're up to 23 people in our Ravelry group.
That's insane.
Guys, we also have like 180 subscribers on YouTube.
Thank you.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
That's amazing. So I haven't looked at these questions. Have you looked at these questions?
I have.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's just start from the top. So our friend Alyssa from the Lavender Pearl says, you are both so creative. Where do you find inspiration for your art? I love the podcast.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Where do you find it? You're more like artful in your crafting than I am. Like, tell me where you get your inspiration from.
A lot of my inspiration comes from, one thing that keeps me very inspired is traveling, and every single time I travel we go to an art museum, and I'm that person, I always take pictures and I look back at them to kind of like inspire me to create something for myself. Yeah. But colors mainly just inspire me, so if I put some colors together, that's what's gonna like really spark my creativity for it.
I love that.
And I never really plan out my weavings, I just plan out my colors.
I love that.
Yeah, so whenever colors I pick out, I just kind of go with the flow. I never plan out what I'm going to actually do. Like some people like draw and stuff to make a game plan.
Honestly, that's really impressive because I don't have like that part of my brain. I'm like much more like planned and calculated, but honestly it makes things like weaving slightly challenging because I'm like, I don't have a plan. I can't just like fly by the seat of my pants. Like, I don't know how to do that because I'm not used to doing that. So I think that's amazing. Yeah,
that's like one of my things that I struggle the most, I think, with teaching workshops is that I'm so free flow, but then I get a lot of people in there, they're just like, you need to tell me exactly what to make. And I'm like,
Yeah, and like not everyone has that. That's not just like a given that people like have in their, you know, part of their personality, which is why, I mean, that makes you a good teacher because you like encourage people to, you know.
No, thanks. What about you?
I think maybe not so much for my knitting, but in terms of like my patterns that I design, I find inspiration, I think, from people. So,
Ooh.
like, for instance, I have a hat pattern that's named Brienne.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I kind of inspired it from Brie because
I should wear that next time.
Yeah, I forgot that I gave you the sample knit for that. Just taking, like, aspects of their personality. Like, Brie is super feminine. I wanted to do, like, cables because I love cabling. But I made them, like, thin, kind of wispy, a little, like, curly Q. I knitted the sample out of, like, bright pink yarn. So I think I knit around people. And then my hat patterns... Thank you. My hat patterns, like, if you think about, like, Binks, the first hat pattern I came out with, and now even, like, the Briar hat, like, those are ones that they're all of my favorite techniques to do put into one pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And I love making hats. I think they're so fun, like, just kind of, like, you know, knock them out. They're a good, like, palette cleanser and everything. Now that I've learned how to cable without a cable needle, it's, like, super easy to just knock those out. So, they're, like, a few of my favorite things put into one pattern.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a great question.
Yeah. Thanks, Alyssa. She's so sweet. And then Goddess asks, if you could go to only one fiber festival this year, which would it be and why?
Maryland Sheep and Wool.
Maryland Sheep and Wool.
We were so excited to go.
We were really excited. Now we're not going.
And now it's canceled.
And it's canceled, right? It's not been, like, crazy. It's just done.
They're just, like, they're skipping it this year.
So that was a bummer. So the reason that we say Maryland Sheep and Wool is because last year we went to Rhinebeck. We loved a lot of things about Rhinebeck. But we definitely, like, as a group decided, like, just based on what we're looking for, what we want to see, and the trip and travel and things like that, that it was more of, like, an every other year instead of every single year going there. So, we were really excited to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool because it was closer. It was going to be a little more, like, cost effective for us, and I think that they were going to have a little bit more of what we were hoping to shop for in the first place.
But it's still fun to go.
Yeah. So, coronavirus, thanks for nothing. You're lame. So, Maryland Sheep and Wool, for sure.
But also, I would love to go, like, to a yarn festival over, like, West Coast, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, like, think of, like, West Coast events, and I just can't think of any. Like,
do you know what I would think would be so much fun? Is to go to a yarn crawl somewhere else.
Oh, I would love to go to Portland's yarn crawl.
I know, I was thinking, that's the
Love to
exact
go to
same one that I was
Portland's yarn
thinking of.
crawl.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so nice. I've heard that it's, like, thebomb.com.
Yeah, me too. Because they
So
have,
awesome.
like, Ritual Dyes Shop,
Ugh.
Starlight Knitting Society. Like, I want to go to that yarn shop so freaking bad.
There's some really amazing stuff on the West Coast. The other thing that I would really love to go to, but I know, like, I probably don't think I'll ever go to this, like, in my lifetime unless I have some dramatic financial changes, is Vogue Knitting Live.
Yes.
I would
that
love...
would be so expensive, though.
I know, that's why...
Yeah, but would love to go.
Unless we hit the lottery, or if one of you guys who is vending at Vogue Knitting Live wants to, like, post us up, I'm a really good salesperson, and Bree's adorable.
She is a really good salesperson.
So, if you need people to stand at your booth, we're really good at, like, letting you take bathroom breaks and, like, making sure you're fed.
Yes.
Keep us in the loop. We'll totally hang out with you at Vogue Knitting Live.
Yes.
Oh, and then Goddess also asks, what is one designer you would want to meet?
I don't know.
What about you? Any, like, weavers that you would want to meet in person? I'm trying to think about, like, who... Honestly, if I'm being perfectly honest, I would want to meet, like, right now in this moment, I would love to meet, not designers, but I would love to meet Alyssa, the Lavender Pearl. I would love to meet you in person. And my friend Macy.
We'll love to meet Macy.
I know. I'm honestly, like, I think that someday, Macy, we're going to meet. Like, we're going to meet in person someday, somehow, some yarn festival somewhere.
It's going to be so dreamy.
It's going to happen. So I think maybe that doesn't really answer, like, designer. Noragon. I would love to meet Noragon. Noragon is, like, the queen of cables. She's, like, my inspiration for waking up in the morning.
Inspiration for waking up in the morning.
Alyssa, Macy, Nora. Those are my, like, three.
And weaver, I think, I would love to meet Sunwoven.
Yeah.
I love her life. And I love her weavings. I love her house. I know that sounds really weird, but...
No, it's not at all.
She's, like, married to a musician, the drummer of, like, one of my favorite bands.
Really?
Which is just insane. Plus, she's a weaver, very talented weaver. would just be cool to meet her, I think.
Yeah. Well, you know who else I was thinking of, but then I was like, oh, they've already met, is Amanda Solomon.
Yes.
You've already met Amanda Solomon.
Yeah, we met Amanda Solomon. That was amazing meeting Amanda Solomon.
I know. Amanda, we met at Rhinebeck.
Oh, and Amanda from Nick Collage. Amy. Sorry, Amanda.
Amy, yeah, for sure.
Amy.
That counts. She's a designer.
Yeah, I went up to her and was kind of weird. I was just like,
hello.
hi,
It's me.
You.
I love your stuff.
I buy all your yarn.
That's
Also a good question. I like these questions.
This one is from Locknit.
Hey.
Bree, this one's just for you.
Oh,
When you started weaving, was it easier or more challenging than you thought it would be?
It was actually more challenging than I thought it was going to be. I actually had no idea what I was expecting when I started weaving, because I literally just bought a DIY kit on Etsy, not even understanding like what the hell you do with a tapestry, like a woven tapestry.
Yeah, you just saw like the product and you were like,
Yeah,
I want to
was
do
like,
that.
I was like, sure, this looks fun. And I didn't know if I was actually going to like it or not, but it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. And I almost didn't want to weave again, because at that point in my life, I was just like, I didn't like hard things.
Yeah, you didn't like being challenged.
Yeah, I did not like that.
Yeah, totally.
But I was like, but this is really nice, and I felt really accomplished, and I loved it, so yeah, it was much harder than what I thought it was going to be. But I respect it.
I respect you, like, coming back.
Thanks.
Doing it again.
Yeah.
We would never be here.
That's true.
None of this would be happening if Bree was like, you know what, this is too hard.
Yeah, I don't like yarn.
Good for you, too. Sorry. I had to put my hair up, and now I have this, like, double horn thing. Look at that. Look at it!
I'm so mad you put your hair up.
My hair, I'm schwitzing. My hair, like, legit has a mind of its own. It's very...
I mean, it looks nice up, but I'm really mad.
And then the second part of my question was, what is your least favorite part of weaving? Of the weaving process?
It's the fringe.
Really?
Yes.
I hate doing the warp. I cannot stand, like, the setup. I want, like, the setup to just appear before me.
Yeah.
And then I go, like, and, like...
Yeah, the warp doesn't really bother me. It's the fringe, how long the fringe takes.
I hate adding fringe on, like, knitwear, so I can totally understand on a weaving.
It's just, like, cutting every strand.
Yeah.
So many strands
And then you have to, like, make sure that they're all the same length.
Even.
But then you have to, like, cut them again.
Yeah,
they're
and
not
then you have
even
to cut them
even.
again, and then you have to straighten them and steam them. And
Did you guys know that Bree straightens with a hair straightener? I will never get over this as long as I live. I think that's the funniest thing in the world. I think it's so cute.
Probably not the safest, but, you know.
Hey, you're actively doing, you know.
What's your least favorite thing about
knitting? Well, I love everything about knitting, but what I will say is pattern writing.
Okay.
My biggest pet peeve is test knitting. I hate having to put things, because, like, I love seeing other people's projects in my pattern. I cannot stand, like, the prep work. You have to type out, like, a long email every time that just says, like, I need this and this and this. And really all I want to say is, like, go crazy, have fun, like, test knit this thing. Let me know if you have any problems. I'll be here.
Be professional.
Right. You know what I mean? So I try to be, like, supportive and say, like, this is what I'm looking for, but also, like, I'm here if you have any questions. But I would rather it just be, like, a giant free-for-all. But the first test knit I ever did was a little bit of a free-for-all, and it was very similar, actually, to your, like, weaving workshops where people are like, no, I need more instruction. Like, tell me what you need. And I was like, oh, this is not what I thought. So now I, like, try to make them very structured and everything, and I just can't stand it. My, like, vision for the future of my patterns would be to have, like, the same 10 people over and over again, where I just put them on a distribution list and say, like, you guys know the drill. Here you go. But honestly, like, now, I'm gonna jump over to your Instagram, sorry.
That's okay.
I want to show you guys, like, one of my favorite parts of test knitting is now, like, you can look up the hashtag Briar Hatch. Look at all of these amazing projects. So, like, this I absolutely love about test knitting.
Yeah.
Look how cute.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes, that's amazing.
So, just super cool. I like the second part of testing, if that makes sense. But truly, like, pattern writing, like, I would just rather put it out there, but that's how mistakes happen, and I understand that, so.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Next question is from Macy.
Oh.
Macy Feensta. She says, hello! And she told me to read it like Mrs. Doubtfire. So I hope that was to your liking. She says, after the pandemic ends, would y'all ever consider coming down to Texas for a fiber festival?
Yes.
Yes, we would.
Please.
We totally would.
Can that happen? Can that happen? I've never been to Texas.
I will stay
to go to Texas.
I will stay in Macy's storage closet where she films her books.
I'll sleep on your floor.
I think that would be a blast.
That would be amazing.
Honestly, like, we don't really travel to warmer climates for anything. Like, Rhinebeck, not warmer. We go to, like, Ohio sometimes, like, you know, for yarn stores there.
Yeah.
But we mostly, like, pretty much go in, like, the Pittsburgh area or north. Maryland was going to be, like, our next warmest,
going down.
Whatever. But, like, we could knit some, like, fun summer tops. Okay, Macy, we're really lingering on this question, but let's talk offline about this. She says, Haley, how the heck do you come up with such amazing designs? How did you learn how to write patterns? Thank you. Thank you, Macy. I come up with designs, I think I said earlier, just honestly based on, like, stuff that I like. So I put all of my favorite things into a pattern, but I rarely do samples. Like, I don't make, like, swatches or anything. Like, I will just start knitting something. I have a book of, like a moleskin book of graph paper.
Ooh. And
I graph out and, like, chart out with, like, a ruler and everything, like, my cable charts.
Wow.
So all of the charts that you see in my patterns are, like, they were done in a notebook first. And sometimes I'll just, like, make up cable patterns and then say, like, oh, I want this on a cowl, or I want this on, like, a hat, or... Wow. I, like, work backwards, which is probably not smart and, like, not time efficient, but it's what inspires me.
That's amazing. Thank you.
And she says, how did you learn how to write patterns? I mostly, honestly, just looked at, I would pull up, like, free patterns from other people, and I would see that they had, like, you know, all of the basics, like, list your sizes, list your yarn, list your gauge, list this and this and this and that, and then kind of thinking about my own experience with writing and reading and then, like, knitting from patterns, like, what do I wish would be in there? So now I've started to include with my gauge swatch, I'll put, like, the Briar Hat says, like, blah 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 stitches and blah 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 rows on such and such needle in the round before blocking. So I give, like, very explicit or, like, you know, specific instructions about, like, what I mean. For areas where I think there can be a little bit of misinterpretation. I hate whenever you get a pattern that says, like, blah, blah, blah stitches and blah, blah, blah rows. And I'm like, did you block it? Was it in the round? Like, what needle was it on? You know what I mean? So that, I think, is really frustrating. So I try to, like, incorporate that into my own designs. Conversely, I cannot stand whenever patterns are, like, 12 pages long for no reason. I cannot stand it. I think that a lot of times, like... if you have a pattern that is inherently for beginners, that makes sense to do that. But if I'm doing a pattern that has, like, drop stitches and cables and, like, maybe some intarsia color work craziness, like, it's kind of implied that I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think that there's, like, a time and a place for that, but there's a lot of patterns that I've tested that are, like, just too long, I think. And it's just kind of overwhelming. Anyway, that's how I feel about that. So basically just taking other people's, you know, designs and inspirations and considering, like, what do I like about what they do and what do I want to see in my own, and then how do those, like, work together.
Very cool.
And Macy asks Brie, how did you get into weaving? Which I think you talked about earlier. You just ordered a kit.
Yes.
And then she said, I'm really sorry, I don't know the right terms for this. Would you ever get a weaving board to make woven scarves, or will you only stick to hanging moon and circle weavings?
Oh, okay. Great question. So, I once went to Lowe's and to the side of Haley.
Oh, yeah, you can see it in the front right here.
There is this board with nails and warp string on it that I was going to make a scarf with. But then, and I started at the very bottom, but then I actually got a rigid heddle loom to make scarves, and I've been working on one for over a year.
It's so beautiful,
It's very, very big.
It's so pretty.
But I keep putting it off because I'm like, is this worth it?
It is worth it.
Will people like these?
I love them.
I keep buying yarn and plans to make some woven scarves because I think it'd be fun, but I don't know if people will like them, so I keep putting it off. I need to finish that one. My first one on the original Heddle loom, I bought freaking sock yarn.
I know, that's really ambitious. So she's weaving, this poor girl is weaving
I'm weaving.
sock yarn. It's so gorgeous. Like, I wish that we could, like, haul the whole thing over here. You'll see it someday.
Someday.
Honestly, it's so pretty.
Thanks.
It's so pretty.
One day I'll have it finished, but it's just very discouraging when your first project is with sock yarn.
Yes.
And it's taking forever.
Imagine, like, a woven scarf like this, like, out of, like, something real chunky like this.
Yeah.
My favorite type of weaving, I did weaving in college, and we did, like, rigid Heddle loom, like the big ones.
Oh, like the floor loom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Floor looms. And my favorite type of weaving was like that.
Really?
Like making scarves and like long woven things. Like, I see what you do with like art yarn and like shapes and weavings and like art pieces, and I
would love to
amazed.
do that, but on like a scarf.
Yeah.
I think that'd be
You
amazing.
could totally do that.
Yeah.
With like all of this gorgeousness back here.
Yeah.
Totally.
I buy a lot of it to do that, and then don't.
Best intentions.
I have intentions, yeah. Yeah, that's that.
I think that someday when you finish that,
Maybe I'll try really, really hard to get it done within the next 2 weeks.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Because I
have
think
more
that
time on my hands.
once you get that off the loom,
yeah,
you could do some. I almost said cast on. You could cast on onto your rigid Heddle loom. You
do
could
something a lot more fun.
Yeah, and it might inspire you.
Yeah, that's true.
Put some different stuff in your Etsy shop.
Yeah.
Who knows? I think you'd be amazing at that.
Oh, thank you.
She says, I love and admire both of y'all's work so much.
Aww.
Virtual cheers to us all hanging out one day. Clink.
Yes. Clink. Thank
Clink.
you.
You're so cute, Macy.
So nice.
We're going to talk about us coming down to Texas.
I can't wait to go to Texas.
Seriously, I've decided. We're doing it. Haley Nordstrom says, do you have a favorite project that you've ever made?
Let me think about this. I've made a lot of projects that I deem as my favorite.
I have the opposite, where I think I'm making things that are going to be my favorite, and then they are not. Ooh. Do you know what? I don't know if I have a favorite project, but I know that my favorite thing to knit that I get the most wear out of, surprisingly, is shawls.
I love shawls.
Never in a million years did I think that I would ever wear shawls.
Yeah.
At all.
Really?
No, never. And I was like, why do people knit shawls? Like, that's such a Nana, like, that's so weird. Like, what a weird specific thing to make.
Yeah.
And then I knitted one, and I, like, took it with me. And basically, if you are not a believer in shawls, let me tell you the secret. The secret is that having a shawl is just like wearing a blanket.
Yeah.
And it being socially acceptable.
Yeah.
That's why people love shawls. Because they're so fun, they're so beautiful,
comfy.
and they're just so, like, warm.
And they add some, like, pop to your outfit.
Yeah.
I only want to knit shawls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're coming in, like, you know what you're doing. But yeah, that's actually my favorite type of thing to knit, for sure. I'm, like, not as excited about knitting sweaters as I used to be. Which is weird.
It's
I
just,
think, everything's, like...
with the season.
Yeah.
Going in waves.
Yeah, ebbs and flows.
Wait, is the question, like, your favorite thing to make or your favorite project you've ever made?
The question was, what is your favorite project you've ever made?
Okay.
I don't know if I have a favorite project I've ever made, which is kind of lame. What am I doing?
I think my favorite project I ever made is that I did a custom order for my one friend, Maven, and I included her wedding dress scraps into it.
That's amazing. Yes.
I think
that's so
I think that
cool.
definitely takes the cake.
That's so
That one
cool.
was amazing.
It was really beautiful, too.
It was hard,
Mm-hmm.
but worth it.
Do you know what my favorite weaving that you've ever done is?
Which one?
The Halloween one. In
I
the closet.
Love the Halloween one.
I thought it was so cool.
I love it.
I love it.
I want to have that one up all year round.
It's really
But
cute.
now it actually just hides in my closet when it's not Halloween time.
Yeah, it's cute.
It says Boo on it.
Oh, it's so cute. Brie has a Halloween weaving, like, just that she made that's super cute. Super cute. And I just saw it the other day. Yeah. I mean, those are all the questions.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah. You guys are so thoughtful.
Thank you.
So if you haven't joined our Ravelry group, please go join it.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that we wanted to talk about before we go is that we made the Ravelry group so that we could host a make-along that we are starting right now, at this moment.
Right here.
Right now.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. It is, what do we call it? It's the hashtag COVID-19 Calm Along.
Yes.
So this is a make-along for anybody. You can make whatever you want out of whatever craft, out of whatever yarn. See if I care, because I don't. Any project that makes you feel a little more at ease, a little more relaxed. I know some people take relaxation from doing the same thing repetitively over and over again, like maybe a stockinette hat, whatever it is. Some people really like to zone, like, you know, get in the zone and work with, like, lace, kind of being, like, in tune with their project. Same thing with weaving, like, maybe something on a larger scale, maybe something a little more complex. Whatever it is, we're going to host the make-along details in the Ravelry group. So, at the... How long do you want this to go on for?
I wish we knew how long that COVID-19 was going to go on for,
Yeah.
but we don't.
Let's say the end of May.
End of May?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have till the end of May, because we're putting a time limit on it only because we are going to put together a giveaway prize for you. So we're going to do like a random giveaway, if that makes sense. So you can post as many times as you want in the Ravelry thread. We're doing finished objects only, so I know some like contest giveaways do like whips. So finished objects with a photo of your project in the thread, and then also, you know, why you chose to make it for the Calm Along. So really just intending to do something that puts your mind at ease. Maybe it's something fun, it's something soothing. Immediately what comes to my mind is like a crochet blanket, because it's huge.
Yeah.
It's really like repetitive. It's kind of the same thing over and over again. And then as you're knitting with it, or not knitting with it, as you're crocheting with it, I love making crochet blankets because it gets longer, and then you slowly start to cover yourself with blanket. And then you're like crocheting the blanket that's on your lap. It's so cute. So
that is cute.
like that's immediately what I think of. But you can probably think of something different. Like your definition of a soothing project is a lot different than mine.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Literally whatever you want. It can honestly, even if you want, even be like a painting.
Yeah. Yeah. Any project.
Anything you want. Any art project, anything.
The giveaway prize will definitely be yarn related, so
Yes.
don't be bummed out if you know, don't like yarn. And we'll have to figure out what that giveaway prize is going to be, but
we will announce it in April.
Yeah, we have 2 months. So I'm going to put the details up tonight. It will be up, if you're watching this, it'll be up there. And then we'll close it off on May 31st, and we'll draw a winner.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So I'll put the hashtag and everything, all the details and like links and stuff in our show notes. But again, the hashtag is going to be COVID-19 Calm Along, CALM along.
What do you think you're going to make for it?
Honestly, I think I am going to cast on that blanket.
Yeah.
Brie just gave me 5 skeins of that like multi-texture blanket yarn
that you get at like Joann's or Michael's.
Yeah, but it's like black and white and gray, and it has like soft bits, and it has like nylon bits, and it's all these different textures put together, and I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to knit or crochet or, you know, whatever with that. So
it's going to go perfectly with your new home.
Yeah. I really love blankets. I only make probably like 3 blankets a year, but I could tell this yarn was speaking to me. So
yeah.
I'm excited to do that.
That's awesome.
I think that's what I'll do. But anyway.
Very
about you? What do you think?
I think I'm going to make a very large tapestry. I have my large loom wrapped and ready to go over there.
Love it. Love it.
I think I'm just going to get wild and go for it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Cool. Do you have anything else?
No, that's all I got.
Okay, cool. Well, I hope that all of this footage was accurately captured and that everything is good. Let's cross our fingers.
I hope our bad luck is over with.
Yeah. So, we will be coming to you again on April 5th with Stitch Party.
Yes, we have a very special episode with Stitch Party. We're going to do an unboxing of their first kit.
Yeah.
Subscription box.
So we bought this box
last month.
Yeah, in March. No, in February.
Was it?
February, March?
I think at the very end of February.
Yeah.
I don't know. March has felt like a year long.
I know. March has been really long.
It's been a very, very, very long month.
Yes. So we got the mystery box from Stitch Party. There's yarn tea. They're going to give us all like the good juicy details and everything on their next episode, but it will be about a week instead of our usual like bi-weekly, so it'll be next week. Cool. All right,
I'm so excited.
That's it.
Yes.
Sounds good. Check us out in Ravelry. Follow us in the Ravelry group. Follow us on Instagram at the Woolies Podcast. You can find me on the internet as Lockknits and then Brie as moon_and_yarn. So we will see you next time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Bye. Bye.